We about to start the podcast. Alexa,
there you go.
what is the country of Liberia square miles?
I'm saying, bro.
All right, my brother.
All right. What's up?
Welcome to the podcast. What are we going to talk about on this podcast? I feel like we're going to get into that, right? All right, so first of all, I'll introduce myself. I'll let Dom introduce himself, and then we'll just kind of go over, who we are and what we are, what we do, and things like that. My name is Sam. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. What else can I say? I'm a recruiter. I work for a sneaker app company. I'm a huge fashion person. Got these on my feet. That's gonna be like a recurrent theme. And if you look on the YouTube channel, got fashion content, some travel content. But yeah, that was a lot.
Nah, I just like how you just plugged in the YouTube channel, man.
I gotta upload it.
I see the wave.
Go ahead.
I just mess with that. But I'm Dom, originally from the Caribbean, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. All my Vincent people, big up.
Dang, I said I was from Atlanta, bro. I gotta run that back. Yo, I'm West African, Liberia, all day. I mean, if you know me, you understand that. What's understood don't gotta be explained.
But yeah.
Nah, go ahead.
Software engineer. I type all day on computers. Shade tree mechanic. Photographer. I do a lot of things. So I got my hands in a lot of different things. So
pause. Pause.
So I feel like, that's who I am.
All right. So, oh shoot.
Cut. I like it though. I think we did good.
The Gucci box had to get on there just because. I'm just saying it's the whole like.
That's what fell down. The Gucci box.
That's what messed everything up.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm an avid sports fan. I'm sure you are too. So we're gonna talk a little sports. Going talk a little bit about the world, culture, whatever comes to mind. But first things first, I want to dive into basketball. I know you play soccer, right? I play soccer too, but I want to dive into basketball because we both watch basketball. Who's the best player in the NBA to you?
Right now?
Yeah.
Steph Curry. That's not even a question.
I feel like it goes so many ways, but
I feel.
I'm not. I feel like it's definitely KD. Even though Bron is my favorite player to watch, and Bron is my favorite player, but right now I feel like it's KD or Giannis. It really could be anybody, to be honest.
I feel like Steph Curry is like the best, like by far, and everybody else is like.
Nah, that can't.
I just feel like
that can't.
Well, I think it's honestly, it's to me Steph, then KD, they on a different plane to me. Like LeBron used to be on that plane, but LeBron he getting older now. He's still there. It's still close.
Yeah.
But meaning not skill wise, just longevity wise. He's getting hurt a lot more.
Who?
LeBron. Yeah.
I haven't wanted to admit to myself
that?
Bron be getting hurt these last couple years. It's all right, man. It's freak injuries,
So
them joints never happened before.
But you gotta get older.
I know.
It's gonna come a time, and to put as much miles on his body that he did,
I feel like that, but I feel like, and I don't want to go on a LeBron tangent, but I feel like LeBron is the only athlete. Every year, somebody saying that he got to prove himself. Do you feel?
Nah, I feel like every athlete is like that.
Nah, not LeBron.
Well, except not like Tom Brady, because
Okay, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. They're not going to do that.
You won't put Tom Brady and LeBron in the same category?
No, we would. I feel like we would.
What are you insinuating?
I'm trying to say
what are you insinuating?
Certain people would not.
Who's they?
I don't know. Certain people would not.
All right, we'll move on. I'm trying not to get canceled.
I'm not trying to get too spicy on the first day. Not on the first day.
Nah, for real. All right, man. So you're from the Caribbean. You're from St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Yeah.
So, the first time you said St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I didn't know.
Nobody knows where it is.
Does people in the island know where St. Vincent and the Grenadines is?
Some.
Yeah.
Some.
I hear people say Vinci a lot and stuff like that. Yeah.
But most people in the Caribbean, know where it is.
So if you had to compare St. Vincent, and we're talking the U.S., if you had to compare it to a state, even though it's a country, but if you had to compare it to a state, what state would you feel like St. Vincent is in compared to the map of the Grenadines?
Like, what state, like, in the U.S.?
So, okay, so I'm from Liberia, right?
Yeah.
If I had to compare Liberia to a state in the U.S., it can't be California because Liberia is not big, right? Like, it can't be New York because
Bruh.
it's like, Liberia is
My
not...
country is tiny. Not to cut you off, but, like, you
Yeah.
can't say size. Cause,
No,
like,
but there are small states, though. Or, like I would say Liberia...
Puerto Rico is bigger than St. Vincent.
Yeah, Liberia.
And the Grenadines.
Yeah, Liberia. Puerto Rico is bigger than Liberia, too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm
How
from
big
a-
is Liberia? Like square miles.
Like 37,000 square miles or something
Bro.
like that. I might be wrong. Let me Google it.
Here's something I found on the web.
Right.
According to diamondjuice.com, Liberia is about 43,000 square miles.
Oh, yeah.
I was close. 37.43.
Yeah, you close.
Alexa could be wrong. Like, she ain't never been to Africa.
But St. Vincent is 133.
Square miles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Grenadines. So
you could jump across
so like but
Dang.
that's included the Grenadines too.
Yeah.
So I live was like 120 something.
All right. What's like the makeup of the people? What's the ethnic group?
Black,
Yeah.
descendants of slavery.
Bro, why you sliding on the
My
floor?
bad. You can cut that out.
That boy get nervous.
Nah, I was just like
I mean,
Yeah.
Liberia is like,
yes.
we have 13 counties. Do y'all have states, counties, provinces?
Parishes.
Parishes?
Yeah.
How many of them do y'all have?
Bro, I can't remember. I feel like I'm in school. I want to say either
Dang.
7 or 5.
Okay.
I can't
okay.
remember.
So we have like 13 counties, and each county is a different tribe, and they speak a different language. Do y'all have any type of like
Nah.
different language or?
Like, so, at different points during St. Vincent's history, it was colonized by different people. So there would be certain like towns that have Spanish names, certain towns that have French names, certain towns that have English names.
Got you.
As far as local people and language, like there's like Carrier, it was like the native people that were there, but they live in like the extreme northern part. Like they kind of did to them like what they did to the Indians here. Like they kind of just pushed them to a corner.
Got you.
So yeah. That's,
So do they look like the same as the
Nah.
rest of the country, or are they?
yeah, they different.
Do
Yeah.
they look like their complexion and stuff
Yeah.
looks native? What does it look like? You said, yeah, but
like,
what does it look like?
They look like I don't know. We could put a picture because I don't want to be like they look like somebody. I feel like that's kind of
okay. We can pull up a picture.
I'm gonna pull up a
picture.
picture. Yeah, I'll pull up a picture and show you. Actually, I took a couple.
Yeah, so like our tribes in Liberia, some people in Liberia could tell what tribe you are by how you look. But most of the 99.9% of the time is the name, because each tribe has like certain names that are given to a person. So when the person say their name, they know what tribe they're from.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like that has to do a lot with belonging. That's why for me, I feel like naming is really important back there, because who you are kind of determines where
Last
you're
name.
like how you get treated,
Family
where you're
name.
from. Like patriarchy
Family
is like
name.
really, really big.
Yeah. Family names are huge.
Yeah, but here,
Period.
do you feel like that should be celebrated, or do you think because America is so big, because it's
My
so
family
vast in
name?
opportunities, do you think it should matter because you have your last name?
My family name.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no feelings towards my family name.
No, I'm saying like
Because it's Davis, so obviously there was some white man that owns my ancestors
yeah.
that named me
But
Davis. So
as far as your last name,
yeah. So I don't.
yeah, my last name is Hook because my dad is from the part of Liberia where the one part, it was like 1 out of 13 where free slaves were sent back to Africa. And to me, like literally people came from America here, or some people came from England here or to Liberia, but like, bro, like they made it across that water twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
No,
that's
huge.
different.
It's
That's
huge
different.
to go back, but
Yeah.
then I feel like people use that as like a thing, like, oh, you can go back, and then for some people that's not really like viable.
What, to go back?
Yeah, like going back, like that's not viable for everybody. Like that's not.
Yeah. But I don't think
everybody.
as a person from Africa, like I think a lot of what we do as far as tradition, heritage, and stuff like that, it comes from family. It comes from
right. It's
like,
tribal, right?
Yeah, it's more
tribal.
so like descendants and descendants.
Right.
But there has been people who has gone back to Africa and said like, damn, I just feel like I belong in this particular place. Cause like home is a feeling. It's not really.
No,
like
no,
a thing.
I understand. Yeah. And at one point, I felt like that. I felt like, if I go back, I would be cool. But then I don't know.
But you've never been though.
I never been. Right, I've never been.
Oh, we're gonna do this podcast when he comes back from Africa.
Yeah,
that's why I encourage. I feel like everybody should go to Africa.
I mean, I guess,
and kind of see how things are ran and things are being.
Yeah.
And see how like there's more than meets the eye as far as us black people and our history and things like that.
Yeah. Well, I was just talking about this that specific time, meaning to double back on what we talked about earlier with everything being tribal. Right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I understood the time like. If the tribe over there, they don't mess with us, and I know if I go over there, and then they see me, they gonna kill me, and it's vice versa.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing.
So,
when you say tribal,
yeah.
When people say tribal, and the reason why, and it's not you, it's like people understand it from a primitive standpoint of like two tribes fighting.
Yeah.
It's more so like traditions. It's never.
It's not culture. I understand. That's what I say. Tribal. I mean,
but
like,
it's not.
Culture. They're different people. Like, they're black.
Yeah.
But they're different people.
But sometimes it's made to survive your environment that you're in.
Yeah, of course.
Rather than the other person that you're fighting.
The reasons why it is to me is not.
Yeah, but you see how when you think tribal, the first thing that came to mind is like people had to protect themselves from other people.
Not to me.
But like
when I say tribal to me, I think this like culture. Like this is culture of people, and this is how they live over here, and they have neighbors that live like them too. And actually, they used to belong to one group culture, so because they got the same food, they all eat the same food. Their languages are similar, like that. What I mean. So I'm dove into it a little bit. I'm doing some more research, but I understood I understood. That's what I'm saying. I understood like the entire picture, and it's not. It was just a bad situation.
So like in Africa, it's like one part of the region, rice may grow here. This part of the region, only beans may grow there. So they kind of had to eat beans and adapt to it.
Exactly.
And that's how they formed their culture. So and this person, so they met in the middle to trade things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's how like stuff got passed around. But at the end of the day, it was purely on like how can we survive rather than preventative measures or like people like a lot of times people be like, I've heard somebody said to me like, why don't everybody in Africa just come together and just be one Africa and stuff like that. When you think about it from a business standpoint and a trading standpoint, I agree with what they're saying. But the reason why sometimes that statement is dangerous is because like you forget the fact that Sudan is fucking 120 degrees every single day. And there's been years and years and years of people that survived, the equator and like just different, people live in like different places and they can get supported by
I feel like people that say that they just look at the issue from the surface. They don't actually like look at the detail. Of what is. That's funny. I had to.
Like every creature can survive in every atmosphere.
Right, and we don't all need to be one, and we're not all the same. Just because we're black, like we're not all like we're not the same.
Exactly.
And like they need because people have this like I guess how it looks like they look dark, so they must be related. They must be the same.
Yeah.
When your skin and all that, your DNA is all based on where your ancestors live. So if you live near the equator, then you'll be darker.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that you're like this person is related to this person over here. Like it doesn't mean that at all.
Facts.
Like the crazy thing when people talk about those Pacific Islanders that are like super dark, they have blonde hair but like super dark. Yeah. And they were like, oh, they're black people, and I'm like, they're not.
It's just a result of their climate and
But when you dive into it, you dive into their DNA and how their DNA is structured. You see they're more aligned with the Asian.
Yeah, and we're talking about DNA. We're not talking about race and human relations because those are two separate topics when you consider like skin color and origins and stuff like that.
Right. But I tie that in to go back to the like the topic of, oh, why don't you all just get along and like, no, we're not all the same. Nobody all just gets along. Europe fought each other. South Americans fought each other.
And it's okay to quarrel. It's okay to quarrel, and it's okay.
It's good.
To quarrel
it's
with
healthy.
your neighbor because that's a healthy.
Because it keeps you from getting overrun. If the agreeable person always ends up losing.
Yeah, but I gotta go back home soon.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, switch off to that. You're a photographer. I'm a photographer, and we're just kind of learning our crafts and stuff like that. And I don't know how long we've taken on this podcast, but I'll probably say like, okay, let's wrap it up for this topic. What would you say? Okay, if you had to describe your photography style, because people ask me this sometimes, what would you say your photography style is?
I feel like my photography is like, I'm not a photographer, like I do photography, so like I guess it's weird how to describe this. It's like it depends on me, and it depends on like what type of energy I'm around. Like it changes. It depends on the environment I'm in. But mostly, like if I had to choose, I would definitely say I like candids. Like I like that candid look that capture people, like raw emotion, like somebody smiling, even though their face is not perfect or whatever. Like I like that. I like telling stories with the camera. Like you can look at my picture and you have an emotional like understanding of what's going on in a picture.
That makes sense. I feel like as far as me, I'm still learning. I've been doing it for like a year and a half almost now, like a year and a half. But I feel like I've always liked like pictures or something surrounded by art. I had an art teacher that was like literally like, yo, you can't draw, so art's not for you. I was like, dang, like, so my whole thing was like soccer all the time. Like I didn't care about anything to be creative until, I grew up and I started getting interest in different things. But I'm still trying to learn and grow in it. So when people ask me like what my photography style is, I'm always like conflicted as far as like giving an answer, because I always refer to like, I don't know what mode I want to stay in.
Right, that's literally what I was trying to say. Yeah. Like, it's still growing, so I don't know. Like one day I might feel like taking like these type of pictures, and then sometimes I like to force myself to try different styles. Facts. To help learn myself.
Because some people like they have this one specific,
and that's it.
But it works, bro. It works. It's fire.
Works. It works. It's fire. Yeah. But for me, I don't know. This is something that I like having fun with, and I like playing around with. And that's my thing. I just like playing around.
Bro, I was talking to this one girl one time, and like she gave me like one of the most important advice I would never like forget. She was just like she sews and she stitches clothes and stuff like that together. And I was like, oh damn, like you should sell that. You should definitely, get some money for that. And she's dead stopped me in my tracks, and she was just like, yo, everything does not have to be monetized. Yeah. She was like, everything doesn't have to be monetized. Like, you have to make sure like you don't buy into like capitalism from a standpoint of like everything you create to the world has to be consumed by it, and they have to compensate you for it. Yeah. I was like, dang.
Yeah.
I was like, dang. That was important. It was important. I want to get to a place where I can feel that way. Because right now,
but they do that. But the thing is,
I gotta pile up these dollars.
The thing is, the big machine does that now, man.
Yeah.
Like they do that. They do it so, like, subconsciously. They get us to do it so subconsciously. Like,
I mean, I don't think it's anybody with day for me.
Not day. When I say,
I don't subscribe to that. I just think I just think it's my own way of thinking has led me to believe like, yo, I gotta get more, and my mind hasn't been able to rest in the sense of like, yo, I could just create this and vibe out.
Oh nah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm that's where I am.
What?
I'm kind of leaning more to like, all right, let me just have fun, create this with
Yeah.
the camera and vibe out, and not
Yeah.
necessarily stress too much about taking.
Oh yeah, I don't be stressing. Not
Yeah.
about this because it's
Right.
my art. It's like truly
Right.
my depiction, my ideals and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But yeah, I can definitely get that. So we're gonna close it. Let's see. I feel like every podcast has like some type of like closing ways that they close it and stuff like that. Talking about either like top 5. We're not gonna get into the rappers thing because I feel like you don't even listen to rap enough now, man. I feel like,
Nah.
like
I mean, I just listen to. I really listen to like top 40 rap. I ain't really listen to no.
I'm trying to find who the next, you know,
I'm not
coming
a
out
rapper,
the.
bro.
I gotta get that music in early in the morning, but you know.
I've been in an old school dance hall.
Okay, what you been listening to?
Right.
Top 5.
What I've been listening to.
Yeah, we did this at work the other day. It was mad cool. Top 5 like artists that you've been listening to. They have like a wrap up on Apple Music, like your top 5 artists for the year.
For the year?
Yeah.
If it's for the year, then I don't know. But I be having like different moods.
Yeah.
So like I could tell you right now what I'm listening to right now. Like now.
Who do you feel like the 5 people you've been listening to all year, or you've been switching them out?
All year?
Yeah.
Okay, all year. Drake, Sizzler, heavy Sizzler. I feel like them two is like the number 2 majority of what I've been listening to.
Yeah.
I've been listening to a lot of old school dancehall like Garnet Silk, Buju, like
Buju.
I've been listening to a lot of.
How you feel about that song with Buju on the
Chronics.
Khaled album?
Which one?
The only one?
Split for dick, keep the eagle up. That one?
Nah, that was Sir.
That was Holy Mountain.
The one that no, that's Jay-Z. I'm tripping. Buju. I'm out of.
It's Holy Mountain. That's the name of the song.
Yeah, but it didn't go one split for a
At the
day.
beginning.
Oh.
It's a It's a sample from a old Jamaican artist.
But I thought it was like a Sir song. Somebody fact check that because I think he lied.
What?
But it's whatever.
Sir, no.
Hey man, somebody fact check
okay,
that,
please. You want to
please.
tell me about music that I listen to all the time.
All
Okay.
right. Next up, you said Drake, Sizzler,
Yeah.
Buju.
Buju. I just been and then from the new school, I mean, I always listen to Vibes. Skilly Bang.
And
This is my
Skilly
dog. Skang.
That's more than 5.
I
That's
know,
more than
man.
5.
I can't just name 5 because I be listening to. I have different moods of what I'm listening to.
Nah, I feel you.
So I go like a whole 2 weeks and just listen to modern dancehall music,
Yeah.
and then I go 2 weeks and just listen to like.
Why does your
Some
music
hip-hop.
does your mood affect the music
Yeah.
that you listen to?
Yeah.
Okay.
One depends on what mood I'm in, and also it depends on what mood I want to be in. Like if I realize like I'm in like a stucky mood, then I would start listening to a lot of like up tempo, like hype music, like to get me like kind of hype up again.
Got you. Okay. I feel like my top 5. I listened to a lot of Burna Boy this year. That was like the whole Twice as Tall album. I remember I told Tume it was better than the Wizkid album, but I think the Wizkid album was better than Twice as Tall. After listening to the Wizkid album, Burna Boy, heavy. I listened to St. John, heavy. I'm pretty sure you see me play St. John all the time. That's like my favorite artist. Omale, and then I listened to Lil Baby, heavy. Like Lil Baby definitely.
Yeah, he tough.
Yeah, he been on crazy. And then Baz, I like Baz. He's pretty dope. And then who else?
I think he's Haitian.
And then Drake.
I think Boss
really?
is Haitian. I want to fact check that. But
And then I was on Gavion, and all last year I was on Gavion, Brent Fight. I was on like some soulful shit because I was learning how to create, and one of my friends was like mad, like into like soul music. So that's all I heard.
That's how you got into this.
That's how I got into it, man. I heard Brent Fayez enough where I was just like, shit, it makes sense. Might as well, you know?
Nah, I haven't been there. I haven't listened to no soulful music.
Hey, man.
Like old soulful. Like,
yeah, but like, yeah, especially because I was doing like a lot of creative things. So like, I didn't like listen to like my usual like music. And I started like, it changed the way I listen to music.
I'll try that.
Oh, yeah. Brent Fayez, Gavion,
some music.
Alina Baraz, Snow Allegra, Dua Lipa. Like, these are all like dope
I got some ideas that I'm thinking about coming up for some projects. So, okay.
All right. And then before we, this is the last one. Top 3 places that you want to go to or visit next year.
Okay, number 1, London. I got to pull up on my brother.
All right.
I've seen him in a couple years.
Yeah, bro. I definitely think that's like an overdue trip for you. London town. I'm actually gonna do the rest of this interview, or not interview, podcast, in a British accent. So we're just gonna do that. Go from there. Cheers, mate.
And next stop, where's the World Cup next year? Qatar?
I'm not editing none of these arms and odds, bro.
I don't care.
It's in Qatar. Oh yeah. We gotta go to the World Cup. We gotta go to the World Cup. Hey, we're going to the World Cup. It's gonna be lit. It's next November, December. We both play soccer at a high level. You know, for you boys who want to get it, you know, on the playground, whatever. We don't do it no more, but
I still play.
Check the tape.
I still play.
I don't. I would like you would never. I would never play 90 minutes of soccer ever again in my life, and we'll talk about that as we.
Yeah, that's gonna be a
good podcast episode.
That's a whole episode.
We played college soccer, and I ended up, you know, I don't have a taste for soccer anymore, man. It was just a bad idea. It was bad. Fun times though. Bad idea.
I used to feel like that.
What? That it was a bad idea?
Like, I hated soccer,
When you was in college?
And the GSW,
yeah.
I didn't like it.
I appreciated the competitive, you know, days. Like Saturdays, like game days was like, it was lit.
No, that was definitely some fun times.
Yeah.
Some fun trips. Like, the whole thing was fun, but it's just.
Yeah, like, some road trips. Some dumb shit happening on road trips.
I just fell out of love with soccer.
Remember the time we drove to North Carolina, 9 hours, our bus broke down, bro. Our bus broke down, and we spent like 3 or 4 hours on the side of the road looking this place, but we was chilling though. Yeah. We just kept playing